Hi, this is Freya with another singing tip. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Today I'm going to talk about putting in the work. How much should you practice? Please find out more and stay tuned. A lot of my students ask me, how often should I practice? How long should I practice? And what should I practice? It seems like some people think they can just go to a voice lesson and that's it, and then go home and expect to get better. Now, let me tell you one thing. Just as with anything in life, practice, practice, practice. That's what's gonna give you the best results. But your voice, it is a very delicate muscle. You don't want to overdo it. And I've said it before, my kind of slogan is practice often, not long. So don't ever really practice for long stretches, and that even goes for band rehearsals. It's not the greatest thing for a singer to do this really long session. It's so much better on your voice, and you're actually gonna have better improvement, and you're gonna notice that the changes in your voice are so much better and quicker whenever you do lots of repetitions, not within one day, within one session, but just like practice that section and then take some time off and then do it again, take some time off and do it again. It's so important to let it settle, to let it set in between, to not just practice through the whole song, but just to take that one passage that's hard. Like I've been doing Let It Go from Frozen, and I've been singing it with an orchestra and all that stuff. But I didn't always just go through the whole song, because the whole song isn't hard. Most of the song is pretty cool, doing it easily, but that high E flat, that's what's hard. So I didn't just sing through the whole song 3 times. I'd rather practice that passage 12 times, because it's going to benefit me so much more. And after those 12 times of that high E flat, then I can take a break and do something different. But that's going to benefit me so much more than just always going through the whole thing from the beginning to end. And focusing on specific issues. I have already showed you the goal tracking sheet. It's so important. Really recognize the issues that you have and specifically work towards solving that issue. Like if you know your support isn't great, which is the foundation for everything really, work on that specifically. Look for any exercises that you can find on it. Research. I'm so big on like really focusing on that one thing and making that better, because whenever you're trying to focus on 13 different things, it's gonna divide your attention. And you're gonna have this mess in your head of, oh, there's so many things and you can't keep everything in mind. There's already enough issues related to one problem, like support. There's lots of things you can do in order to correct that. And like there's lots of things you need to think about. Your posture, your breathing, your exhaling, your ribs expanding and not collapsing. Tons of exercises you could do. So even just that one issue has so much involved. So if you work on many issues all at once, it's not gonna do you so much good. And that's what I always do with my students. I identify and I tell them verbally, okay, this is what we're gonna work on. This is what we need to work on. In order to do that, we're gonna choose this song and we're gonna work on that issue right there. That's what we're gonna focus on in the next few lessons. So they know, when they go home, they know that's what they're supposed to focus on. And usually I see quicker results than trying to focus on a gazillion things. So the question is, how often and how long should you practice? Now, how often? Like I said, the frequency, the more the merrier. If you can practice every day, that's great. If you can practice twice a day, that's great. It's better to practice 5 times for 5 minutes than one 25-minute session. I mean, you can do a lot, but even in 5 minutes, you can do a lot. And you would be surprised how many 5-minute time windows you can find just, you know, when nobody's listening. And that's the most important thing. Whenever you practice, nobody's listening, because when someone's listening, you're not gonna do what you would do to really try out stuff. You kind of constrain yourself and you get all tense and conscious, and that's not a good thing. You should be to where it doesn't matter what anybody thinks. Nobody should listen. That's the best situation to practice in. So Try to practice every day, several times a day. Just don't overdo it. As soon as you feel that it's really straining your voice, stop it. Ideally, if you're doing it right, you should have the feeling that after you get through practicing, your voice is better. And your speaking voice is actually much easier. Everything goes with much more ease, and that's great, which means your vocal cords are nicely warmed up and they are not strained. And that's an important issue. You should always feel that your singing actually helps your voice and not makes it tired. I notice that every time after I get through teaching, even for 7 hours sometimes in a day, my voice at the end of the day is awesome. It's like it's so warmed up. I did all these exercises over and over again with my students, showed them and demonstrated little passages here and there and did demanding stuff. But I didn't do it for long. I always like kind of just show them the exercise and then they do it. I take a break and then I show them this little passage and then they do it. So I don't always use my voice throughout the time. It's that issue that makes everything so helpful. It's just like doing it a little bit and then taking a break. So keep that in mind when you practice, and keep in mind putting in the work is so important. The more you put in the work, the more results you're going to see. That's just the truth. Hope these tips help you. Thank you so much for watching today. And don't forget to tune back in on Tuesday for another How to Sing That Song video. And also on Thursday for another Q&A session. Do ask your questions below my videos. I pick one question every week and answer it in my Q&A. Thank you and have a wonderful day. And don't forget, always keep on singing and always keep a song in your heart. Bye.